Welcome back to the channel. In this video we're kicking off the lounge project. As I mentioned, I've got several projects we need to do with the house. The lounge needs completely redecorating. It probably hasn't been done for 10 years. We've also discovered, and it's never been a warm room, we discovered that it's quite cold under the flooring, so we're going to do something about that and address that, and also add some extra heating into the room itself. So the project's going to take, I'm sure, several weeks. I'm going to try and do as much of the work I can myself. I will be bringing electricians and plumbers in to do that. I've been watching lots of YouTube videos to try and solve various problems I've got within the room. So the building project falls into, I guess, 5 phases. There's the underfloor works we need to do. There's then some work on the walls. We've got to block a few walls up. I've got to do plastering, so I'm going to try and do that myself for the first time. Then we've got to do the skirting. Then there's the painting and decorating, and then the carpeting and I guess dressing the room up to get it back to how we want it. One of the things we've done before this, we actually had a builder in to move the door from by the front door into the middle of the room. One of the problems we had is the room was always a bit of a corridor. You know, you used to come in, you have to go all the way down into the conservatory and back. So it was just this long, almost like a train-like feel to it. So by moving the door midway down that space, it allows us to go left or right and create 2 clear spaces. And that's been a bit of a game changer for us. So the other part is we're going to have a radiator under the front window installed in a couple of weeks' time by a plumber coming in. But what I noticed was the draft coming up from underneath the floorboards. It's not, I say, the best of built houses, I'll be honest with you, but the void under it, like most voids, are just full of rubble. But there's quite a breeze that comes through here, so obviously you need air to dry any beams and moisture out, but we're going to put insulate between the beams. So that means I've got to rip all the floorboards up, or portions of the floorboards, and put slabs across of insulation. So what would you do? Clean it all out? 50 bags worth of rubble to the tip? Or leave it? It's been there for 50 years. Another 20 years of my life, won't it? Need to think about that. So the plan is to remove 3 or 4 boards. That's what I've seen on YouTube. Now I'm doing it on YouTube. And then I'm going to look at getting Celotex, like the hard insulation. But these are quite narrow joists. So the idea is to get the Celotex and then put some wood so it'll sit on that. So I'll be able to cut them into small pieces and slot. I don't really want to get all the boards up, so I'm going to get sort of 4 boards up, then leave 4 boards in, 4 boards up. So I'll probably end up getting 50% of the floor up, and that'll allow me to drop in the Celotex and push it along the rails effectively. That seemed quite a good solution. What that also allows it to do is still the air from the air bricks will still be able to get to the joists. I'm just ordering lots of bits and pieces I need for the project. It's amazing how prices these days have gone up compared to a few years ago, and also the variation. I think that's the key thing. You've got to really shop around to find the best deal, and you can save yourself quite a bit of money. I just wanted to just really stress the importance of making sure you get airflow to the joists. A lot of houses these days, and you can tell if you've got air bricks like we have outside of the house that go under the floor, there's a reason those air bricks are there, so don't get blocking those in, because the joists need to be dried out effective. So if there's any moisture, the airflow needs to get to it. So if you're going to do insulation, it's really important you don't shut off the joist to that airflow. So there's really 2 ways I've seen this to do. A is take all the floorboards up, and then you put a membrane and then drop in soft infill insulation in between. Or secondly, like I've chosen, is you only really need to get 50% of the floorboards up and then drop hard insulation in and pass that between and put it on rails. That way the joists are still exposed to that cooling air, or that drying air that's potentially coming into the house. So just make sure that you don't block that off, because otherwise you're exposing yourself to potential wood rot in years to come and that. So I got myself a multi-tool, which is I'm cutting the tongue and groove out, lifting the boards up, so I've just started really. So I bought a couple of these utility bars off Amazon. They came with a set of two, a small one and a big one. Really useful just for prising up and getting behind the boards, taking the skirting boards off because we're going to have new skirting and that. Fortunately, I did the skirting boards before and I just used, I think just for nails or something like that. So they're just coming off quite easy. They're not nailed in, which is great because I need to get this off because obviously the floorboarding goes under there. Plastering to do. I'm really good at demolition, I have to say. It's the putting back together I probably lack skills on sometimes. Fortunately, we're going to have which is why I didn't worry too much because otherwise I'd have scored all along there. Okay, so that's the first couple of boards out, 3 boards out now. They got easier, to be honest, as I went along. And having the multi-tool to cut the tongue and groove and the lifter bars has made it so much easier, I have to say. Before I start ripping the boards up, I did number them. Because you know what they're like, they tend to fit against each other. And where there was 3, I put 4A, 4B, 4C. So effectively what's going to happen, I shall put a 20mm rail on either side so the board will slide along that 70mm down, and I shall be dropping in a piece of silicone and pushing it along. Now it won't be this width, it'll be a bit more because you'll be able to, I'm hoping you'll be able to squeeze a bit more in, I don't know. That may not work, so in which case it's only going to be the depth of that and push along, depth of that, push along. But that's going to be good enough, so whatever I do is going to be better than it was before and give us better insulation underneath. I've got a state of that. I can't believe how much crap and rubbish there is. So that's going to be quite a bit of wood I'm going to have to buy. The Celotex was cheaper online than it was going to Wix's, so I've bought it and it'll get delivered whenever it gets delivered. I need 7 sheets. So they come in huge sheets, so I'm going to suddenly be inundated with loads of stuff arriving. Is that a wasp's nest? Might not be, I suppose. But I think it is. I'm guessing it's old, because I'm going to cut it down. Looks like it's just old powder. It's probably been there for years. Definitely honeycombed inside. That's a wasp. So give us a like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next episode.